She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Women. Looks at Women Atlanta. This is season 4, episode 13. I hope everyone had a great day. Let's get into this particular review. So we see the beginning episode starts off. It was Minnie, Tanya, and Money at a cooking class, basically trying to help Minnie learn different recipes or different ways to cook healthier since she has her heart issues and everything. And Minnie is basically saying how she's just trying to stay positive about her situation, even though it gets really hard sometimes dealing with her heart issues. But, you know, it was what it was. It was fine. We see Tanya saying how her dad is coming to visit them, and that how Vaughn invited her dad to town, but how she has not seen her dad in like a year. He lives in New York. We're going to talk about daddy later. And, you know, how she's just happy to see her father or whatever. And then she does invite the girls over to come meet her dad. But I felt like Minnie didn't come over. It was just Sam and Money, I think. It was Sam and Money, so Minnie didn't come over, but it was whatever. She do say her dad is not a little person. He's actually 6'1". I'm like, okay, he's a tall one. So we then see how Vaughn has invited Sam to his school studio to show her something. And I'm like, what is he doing? So I guess he's in school for music stuff. And, you know, when she gets there, he has his classmate in there who, you know, she wasn't the worst singer, you know. But I felt like when you bring someone to the studio at your school, you want to showcase something, I would assume you would have picked like the good singer, you know, the one who can like really, really blow. And I have to, you know, just say, I wasn't impressed with the girl's voice. Not that she can't sing, but I'm like, maybe she was nervous and she just couldn't hit them keys right. Because I'm the kind of person where you will rarely ever catch me like really seriously singing anywhere out loud or stuff like that. Like at the crib, oh, I make up songs, but I'm like, you know, I do stuff around the house or whatever. But I'm like, he had her in the studio as if she was about to blow the studio away, and I'm looking like she didn't hit all the notes. Anywho, I was so mad. I was so messy. She then just says, he then says to Sam how, you know, he wants to propose to Tanya and he wants to like bring her to the studio to school and, you know, have the girl singing a song. Let's hope she can be a key this particular time. And, you know, when she turn around, he'll be on bended knee proposing to her. And I'm like, okay, so Sam was really happy. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know, she's been talking about wanting to get married ever since Amanda and Jordan got engaged. That's the damn problem. You can't want to get married because someone else is married. The same way you can't want to have a baby because somebody else has a baby. Some things that happen to other people are not for you at this particular time. And I said that in a couple of episodes ago when they were talking about it, I'm looking like, you can't want to get married just because we've been together just as long as they have. But y'all ain't ready, bruh. Y'all ain't ready. But if they like it, I love it. It was what it was. So at this point in time, Sam is the only one that knows what he wants to do. And I'm like, you know, okay, if you say so. We see Chris and Andrea basically having a conversation at home. And, you know, Chris was saying how he was worried that, you know, what if something happens to you, you know, because when I heard, you know, you've been in the hospital and, you know, what if something happens to you? And then, you know, it's basically just me and Aubrey. What would I do? I said, but bruh, you got a whole son. Like, it wouldn't be just you and Aubrey. You have a son. You gonna just okay, if you say so. You know, Andrea keeps saying it's gonna be so hard having a third baby. It's so hard having a third baby. Every time I think about having a third baby, it's just so hard. It's so overwhelming. But I feel like you knew that when you was 2 weeks pregnant. You knew that when you knew the minute you found out you were pregnant, you knew it would be hard with the third baby. Not only that, you knew that after having Aubrey. I don't get how you got pregnant. I don't. And I feel like she didn't accidentally get pregnant. I don't think she accidentally got pregnant. I think it was absent-minded, meaning we not using protection, and I ain't thinking about getting pregnant right now. But I think when you know that you shouldn't have any more kids, you should take some kind of precautions and not have any. Whether that is you get your tubes tied, or that is he get his balls snipped, but you do something to prevent it so that you don't have to have these conversations. And I know she was just saying how, I don't think we're ready. But I'm like, it's too late now. You know what I'm saying? You can't really just be pregnant and say, you know what? I don't think I want to be pregnant. And if you do that, you know what the options are. It's not like, we're stuck with Trump for fucking president for the next 3 ass years. We have no choice in this particular matter. However, once it's time to get his ass up out of office, we know what not to do to keep him there. I feel like, Andrea, you should know what not to do to let somebody be up in your office. Okay? You should just know that. And in the future, make a conscious decision knowing you can't physically, mentally, emotionally handle more children. Just leave it at that. We then see later on she has a similar conversation with Amanda, and she's still like she's talking in circles a little bit, just saying how I still don't know, I'm not ready for the new baby, I don't know what to do, I'm just not ready. Sometimes I just want to say fucking and give up, and I just think about what my options are, and Amanda like, what the fuck is she what are you talking about? And I'm like, what is she talking about? It was just a crazy, confusing conversation. Well, not confusing as if I don't know what she was talking about. It's confusing because she was just talking in circles, but basically kept saying like she just isn't ready for a baby. But I feel like if you know that, then hey, take the proper steps to do what you need to do. Juicy and money. Juicy takes money to a new house that she's basically trying to buy, that she put an offer in on to show money to the house. And she wanted money to be happy for her, say it's a beautiful house. Yay! Honey, money, they pull up. She's like, this is a really big house. It's a really big house. And she's like, yeah, it's huge. They go in the house and she's like, wow, this is a really big house. This is a lot of space for just you. And, they walk around the house or whatever. It's like, well, can you reach this? Can you reach that? It was a big house or whatever. But she could, she was able to be on the counter with no stool in the kitchen. So that was a good thing. But then they again, go up the stairs. And she's like, these are going to be a lot of stairs. Keep going up and down, over time. And she would just, money kept just saying how big the house was for it being just Juicy. Juicy didn't like that. Juicy wanted her to come in the house and say, oh my God, it is beautiful. Can I move in? I love it. And that wasn't Money's reaction. Money's reaction was, you buying this big ass expensive house for just yourself, but why? Money felt like it was too big of a house for just Juicy. Juicy wasn't happy about that. I thought you'd be happy for me. If you can't be happy for me, what you even here for? And they going back and forth. And, because they're going back and forth and Juicy isn't, and Money isn't saying like, I love the house, you're great. Money just kept saying like, it's a big house for just you. Like, wouldn't you want to, have someone else here, like get a husband or have some kids and, just fill the house up, but it's just you. And Juicy did not like that. Just saying like, I can afford this and I can do something on my own. I don't need a man. And she fakely put money out. And I say fakely because I'm like, I don't think you live there yet, so you can't put somebody out of the house you don't own yet. But it was what it was. We see later on that that Money goes back to see Juicy to kind of apologize and fix things because Juicy was so offended the first time. And Money is still kind of saying like, I just don't think, the house being that big is for you because it's just you. What if you fall down the stairs? I ain't never fell down those stairs. I fell one time in the kitchen. She's like, right, in the kitchen. But it was just a whole bunch of foolish and bullshit. They kept going back and forth about. Juicy felt like Money was telling her, you need a man to be happy. You need a man to be in this big ass house. And that is what offended Juicy. She said, I don't need a man right now. I'm happy. If I want to have a man later, if I want to have kids later, I can do that and it'll be what it is. But for right now, let me be happy in what I did here. And Money actually admits how, she was just really concerned. And she said, but I feel like I may be just a little bit jealous as well because me and Moreland would love to have a house this big and fill it up with children. And maybe because you're buying a house, I just got a little bit jealous. And, just like, like I told you, I'm happy right now. And, it is what it is. But thank you for your concern. And they kind of nip it in the bud. I feel like Juicy at first was over exaggerating and was getting too hyped for no goddamn reason. I thought it was a big house too for one person, especially one little person. Just because, they do have special needs, because they don't want to overexert their little legs, because it can be easier for them to fall downstairs, and that's just what it is. It doesn't mean that they can't have huge houses, but I think probably going from the house that Juicy was in to this was probably a shock. And also, as Money said, she was a little bit jealous because her and her husband wants a big house and they ain't got it yet. But girl, you just keep working towards it. Let more than keep driving goddamn trucks, and eventually y'all can make it happen. Tanya daddy come visit, and when Tanya daddy walked in the door, I was like, "Hey daddy, what you doing, daddy?" I was like, Tanya daddy. First of all, he looked young to me. And by young, I mean he looked like he was possibly in his 50s, but a good 50. He looked like he could be in his 40s, but like he's really in his 50s. He looked young, like that old, sophisticated young. That like I know you older, but you look younger. I was like, hey, daddy, what it do, boo? Is what I said, and I then realized, do we have all his teeth? Because he was talking. I'm looking like, why he talking funny? He talking like a person who don't have all his teeth. And I was like, no. Oh, maybe he high. And he just talking different. But then I realized, no, he is from New York. And he has a New York accent. So he talks and it's just different. And it's, but I still think he was high. But he was still cute. Either way I go, he was cute. Daddy can probably get it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he there for dinner a couple days. Well, he did for a couple days to visit, but he's there for dinner. He meets Sam. He meets Money. He sees the kids. He meets the new baby girl for the first time. It was a very, very sweet scene. Him holding the granddaughter for the first time. It was so. I was like, oh, look at my zaddy over there. And at that point, we do see a scene where him and Vaughn have a conversation, and Vaughn just basically asks him, how would you feel if me and your daughter got married? And, he gave him his blessing. Like, I think it'd be great. I think that'll be the right thing to do. Why do people keep telling them it's the right thing to do? They not ready for marriage. You can't get married just because y'all been together for a minute where everything ain't good. People all the time be unhappy to stay with the other person because they consent. And I feel like that is what Vaughn and Tanya is doing. They not ready to get married at all. But they just been together so long. They just together trying to make it work. And ain't nothing wrong with trying to make it work, but I don't think while you're trying to make it work that you should get married. I think you should get married when it's working. And once you're married, if something breaks and you're working at it, that's fine to stay married, but y'all ain't ready to get married yet. Not at all. And I'm like, no. So we do later see a scene where my daddy and Vaughn go to Sam's house and picks out a ring. Like he went and picked out a pretty ring. He was also happy. Sam like, oh my God, it's so cute. Her father was happy to be able to be a part of that moment. It was a real cute thing. I'm like, they're gonna really try and get married. Oh Lord Jesus. So next we see Amanda and Minnie, and they then went out and bought a bassinet for Andrea. They wanted to get her house and put it together for her because they feel like she's stressing with the pregnancy or whatever. So they're trying to help her do something that would take stress off of her, but that would help when the baby get there, because the baby gonna need a bassinet. So they in the living room putting together the bassinet. I guess she in the room laying down for whatever reason, and she don't know they're there because she's supposedly resting. She's supposed to be on bed rest. So they had put it together, and then she's like, I had to get up to figure out what was going on in the living room because I kept hearing stuff. And I come in here and what the fuck are y'all doing? And she see the bassinet and she's like, what is this? And they say, well, we bought you the bassinet. We thought it'd be nice so that you would have it for the baby. And they really seemed like they did it to be nice. Honey, Andrea asked, like, I didn't ask y'all to buy me anything. I didn't ask y'all to put nothing together for me. I didn't ask y'all for a back. This mean, rude, nasty. I didn't ask y'all for that. I don't need y'all help. I need y'all to get out of my house and leave because y'all stressing me out and making me remember that the baby's on the way and it's just stressing me out. So I need y'all to get out. I'm looking like, who kicks people out because they got them a gift? Andrea monkey ass dude. And I'm like, why would she do that? Girl, I get she's stressed and she keeps saying how she, I'm just stressing because of the baby and I don't know what I should do and I'm just there's too much on me. Girl, you got pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. You got pregnant. So we see Juicy have a housewarming. And let me say this. I chuckled to myself at Juicy's housewarming solely because she had a big ass house, but she has it furnished as if it's a goddamn 1-bedroom apartment. I'm like, she didn't have enough furniture in there to really fill up the space. Like, the couch was just in the living room. The dining room table was like next to the couch. I'm looking like you got that whole house. You don't. It's the equivalent when someone says you shouldn't go out and buy $1,000 Gucci bag if you don't have at least $2,000 in the bag, because you don't spend money on something when you don't have money to keep it full. So I'm like, you didn't spend however much on this beautiful, beautiful house, but you can't even really furnish it the right way. To me, when they walked in and the furniture was in one little part of the house and you had all this other empty space, it made the house look stupid. It made it look like you got dang on squatter and you living somewhere that ain't really your house. And it could be an Airbnb. I'm not sure, but I wish Juicy would have been able to at least get some, I don't know. The house just didn't look furnished to me. And I was like, and then they was only sitting, it was just crazy. Anyway, we see Sam asking Tanya why Vaughn isn't there, because everyone else, like Moreland was there. I don't think Chris was there. Did I see Chris? I can't, because I saw Moreland. I saw Jordan. I can't remember if I seen Chris. Honestly, I can't. Probably not. I don't think I saw Andrea either. Anywho, but she's asking Tanya why Vaughn wasn't there. And then Sam says, I was out house searching and Vaughn was at school or something. He was gone somewhere, but Nico was at the house and I had to go look at some houses and I didn't want to have to leave the kids. So I asked him if he would come with me. You asked your baby daddy, who's also your ex, who you have a second baby with, while you was, it's just a mess. Why would you ask Nico to go with you look for some goddamn houses? That does not make any sense. And she was saying how it was absent-minded of her, that she didn't do it for any reason, that she not messing with him, but her doing that pissed Vaughn off when he found out. And it would have pissed me off too. It really, really would have. I'm pretty sure he don't want you and Nico going out with y'all kids house hunting, because that's the equivalent of what was done. Even though you had no malice intent behind it, you were still dumb enough to take the man who you had a baby with recently with you to look for houses. Because my thing is, you could have left him at your house with the kids. He didn't have to come with you. You could have said, hey, can you stay at the house and keep the kids? I'm going to run out real quick. That could have been, I think the reason why I got pissed is because y'all all went together as if y'all was looking for something. And I would have been pissed off too. Honestly, I would have. And then, it's like, I wouldn't, I don't know why Vaughn would think I would even do something with him. Well, because you sitting up on the scene right now, breastfeeding Nico's baby. That's why Vaughn thinks that you might mess with Nico, because you have done it before. And I think even if he's over it, it doesn't mean that he doesn't think that you can do it again. You know what I'm saying? And she needs to realize that, and I don't think she do. I'm like, girl, take Nico baby off your titty and be quiet. So we then see Andrea has invited over Amanda and Minnie to talk, and she basically explains, I'm sorry that I've been snappy recently. I've just been under so much stress, and it's just so hard for me to say this, but I don't think I can take care of another baby. And they were like, okay, what's going on? And she said, I've been contemplating the idea of giving this baby up for adoption because I can't physically do it, with having Aubrey and everything that she needs. She's like, I don't think I can physically do it. And, she then says, no, she's like, you're going to give her up for adoption to strangers? And she's like, no, honestly, I've been talking with Mom, and she said they wanted to adopt. So we were talking about Mom adopting the baby. And I said to myself, now you just said on last week's episode that you didn't want people to think that you were getting pregnant and giving the kids to your parents to raise as their own. And in this episode, you're going to say that because you don't think that you can take care of a third baby, that you're going to let your parent adopt the baby. if my parent gave me to my grandparent, and my older brother is also with my grandparent, and my little sister, the middle child, is with my mom and my dad, when I got older, I would be pissed the fuck off. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a question of, why couldn't you take care of me? Why did you choose to keep Aubrey? What was wrong with me? That's going to cause that child to have so many issues as they get older. I'm pretty sure the son going to feel some kind of way too, that you gave away, that you have your oldest child and your youngest child with your parents, and you choose to keep the middle child. That's some crazy ass shit or whatever. And, you know, a man, like, when you feel awkward, you know, if two of your kids are with our parents, and, you know, you keep Aubrey. And she said, yeah, you know, that's what we're kind of thinking about, because, you know, I don't, you know, that would be kind of weird. So that's why I'm still thinking about it. And I haven't talked to Chris about it either, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to be the one taking care of the kid. She's like, because he's always going to work. But even if he wasn't, I know for a fact it's going to always be on me, which is smart. That's very smart for her to say that. However, I'm like, you knew you couldn't do anything when you first got pregnant. So was it that you don't believe in abortions? Because I feel like you could have had one. It's a woman's right to choose. So now you're further along and you want to give the baby up for adoption. But it's like, it's a thing of, the baby might even have more special needs because it could be a preemie baby. So like, why would you? I just can't. Andrea makes dumb decisions. She really does. And I get that she's young, because as we said, we found out that Sam was only 22. So I'm assuming the twins are also in their 20s and they're just making dumb 20-year-old mistakes. I get that. But I don't think kids are ever a dumb 20-year-old mistake. I don't think you can really, you know, be like, well, I was just doing stuff and I just didn't think, so I got pregnant again. I couldn't, you know, handle being a mother of 3, so I gave the third baby up. But I kept the first 2. When I was younger. I gave away the third one because I couldn't do it. So either I just can't. You know, girl, bye. I just can't. I think she's just stupid. She just does not make smart decisions. But it is what it is. But I feel like if she is saying to herself, I can't physically do it, the other option is adoption. So I think that's a good idea. However, I don't think it's a good idea to give your baby up to your parent. I don't. Simply because they already have one of your other kids. And I feel like that's going to cause family turmoil later on in life. It just will. But hey, if they like it, if the parents want to do it, and the parents will let her be involved. Because I'm like, if your parent adopt your child, would the child never be told that you're their birth mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that even... It's just a lot to deal with. But, you know, it is what it is. So, the last thing that we see is Tanya and Vaughn having a conversation, basically. And, you know, he telling her, like, you know what? I know we've been talking about, you know, marriage and stuff like that. But, you know, I think that we actually need to slow things down. Because I think we may be moving at too fast of a pace. I'm like, okay, fine. Grow a backbone. You know, let her know how you feel. And, you know, he was saying, like, you know, I was going to propose to you. You know, I went out and bought a ring. I had invited your dad here to help me pick out the ring. You know, I asked for your hand in marriage. And, you know, but I don't think we should do that. And she's like, you know, why do you think that we need to slow down? Like, what's going on? That, you know, we should move forward. He said, Nico, I said, tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth, shame the devil. And, you know, he also says, I feel like you don't take my feelings serious. Like, you don't take things that I don't like serious, and you just kind of be like, whatever, and you don't care. You know, she then says how, you know, well, sometimes I feel like you don't trust me. And, you know, so I feel like I'm happy that we had this conversation before you proposed, because I had no idea you were going to do that. And, you know, she's like, because I feel like I still need time to feel like you trust me. And then she's like, you know, do you still love me? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, it went off at that point. I think their conversation needs to happen. I think Tanya is delusional when she thinks she's ready for marriage. I think Tanya needs to get her shit together, not be worried about getting a husband. I think Tanya needs to deal with her issues and her emotions and her feelings with Nico and Vaughn. I honestly feel like she needs to have a whole completely different person in her life. I don't think her husband should be Nico or Vaughn. I think she needs a third person to come in. It's a third common denominator to be a completely different person in her life to be her husband, because I don't think Vaughn will ever really trust her with Nico. And I don't think Nico will ever be the person she wants to marry. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you need to start brand new and fresh. But before you start brand new and fresh, clear up all the muck that is between you, Vaughn, and Nico, so that y'all can effectively co-parent them kids without either one of them dudes feeling any kind of way. And then once you have that straightened out, then move on and try to find someone to get married. But I don't think her and Vaughn should get married. I don't care how long they've been together. Tanya literally had a third baby with her first baby daddy, and now she's trying to marry her second baby daddy. That is some complete and utter craziness within the situation, and it's still mud in them waters. Like it ain't no clear cut thing of, I'm not loving Nico anymore, he's a done deal. I don't think that's true. I think she's denying something. I don't know what, because they didn't pay me to be a psychologist. But however, they need to fix that shit, and then they can kind of move on from there. But anyway, that is my review of Lord Jesus, of Little Women, Atlanta. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back later on today and tomorrow and every day, because I always have reviews for you guys. So make sure to tune in. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and always remember to put a comment below. So I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.